Yeah, I
streaming
mean
each other.
sometimes
Hmm.
the people varied, but it was no, those were some fun days. I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind going back, but yeah, I guess on the topic of video games, where that's a good one.
yeah.
Uh, I love playing with the homies.
Hmm. Yeah. And welcome back to another episode of the Ribs podcast. Yay! We're
Yeah, fair
already
enough.
deep into the topic. So we've been talking about it.
I told you I could talk about it for days.
Yeah.
I love video games, which topic? Uh, all right, FYI,
In
not you,
case you
Rancho. You
haven't
know the topic.
realized, the topic is video games.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Helldivers, baby. Uh, Super Earth. If you're listening, and I know you are, I'm sorry. I heard you getting invaded right now. So,
Do you still get
um,
like ping notifications? Do they still like send out like alerts about that? About
I
Super
mean,
Earth alerts?
I'm on the Helldivers Discord, and since it's a live service game, we get updates on like the new major orders and stuff.
Hmm.
But but yeah, which I'm on Discord right now, and I'm looking at it. I got it for a few games. I'm on it for Helldivers, Marvel Rivals, Contest of Champions.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's about it. Uh,
Wow.
Hey, it's good to stay up to date. I love those games.
Nice. I am not up to the only game I still play like every now and then, like regularly, is just Minecraft by myself. But usually it's kind of like playing the servers, just because I like some spice rather than just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds kind of sad, but I play Minecraft by myself. No homies to play with. None of that. You sound like uh Conquest. I'm so
Oh,
lonely.
so lonely.
Yeah, but let's not start off with Invincible. I've had enough brain rot for the past couple days, and you go further than that. Yeah, it's there too.
Yeah.
Anyway, video games. Yeah, you don't play them much, but I consider myself an aficionado
I consider
because it's
you
a
an
fancy word and
aficionado.
I like it.
I
Yeah.
consider you a an esquire on that, and I don't know what that word means, but it sounds really
I don't
nice.
know either. I've always actually wanted to know what that means. Jamie?
I got you. How do you spell
Appreciate it.
esquire?
Esquire.
All right. Esquire is an American men's mag. Okay, that's not what it means.
Wrong one, I think.
Esquire means a title appended to a lawyer's surname.
Oh gosh, I think I have the hiccups.
Oh, you know what? This one makes more sense. A young nobleman who, in training for knighthood, acts as an attendant to a knight. Okay, that kind of makes sense. That sounds familiar.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I've heard
Um,
like, yeah, I can see like a knight calling for their esquire. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, I can see a knight calling for his noble steed too. There's a lot of things they could probably call for.
Yeah,
Even a tequila sunrise if they're really thirsty before they start jousting.
yeah. You know what? Now you remind me of Tequila Sunrise. Do you know what happened last Saturday when I worked at the bar? I had the worst.
Yes, I do. I do know.
Okay.
No, why the hell would I know what the hell went on
Because I don't
last Saturday at your work?
Because I don't remember the
You
last
don't.
time I talked to you. I don't remember. I don't because I've talked to a lot of people this past week. Okay, and I've told the
Well,
story to a lot
the
of people.
what happened to me last Saturday was I had one of the best nights of my life dancing with so many of my friends,
Yeah,
present company not included because you want to skip out on it, living in Dallas and all that.
it's too far.
You missed out, man.
I
You
did
missed
miss out.
out.
I
Anyway,
saw videos. It looked really fun.
it was extremely fun.
Yeah.
But no, tell me about your tequila sunrise.
No, so when I was working at the bar, uh, and keep in mind I work at a bowling alley bar, so it's not really like a bar place. It's really just like professional league bowlers, old guys, getting their usual drinks every week. So it's super chill. But because it was Saturday and it wasn't really like league bowling, it was just like family, right? Some
Hmm.
21-year-old kid, some kid that just turned 21, comes up to the bar, and obviously, a 21-year-old knows everything about alcohol. They know
Oh
everything
yeah,
about drinking, right?
yeah,
So
they're experienced.
he's already like probably at like a 7 or an 8 when it comes to like the intoxication scale. And so he comes
Wow,
up and he
them
asks
all.
for a grasshopper sunset. A grasshopper sunset. And I said, "Pardon me, did you want a grasshopper and a sunrise? Did you want two separate drinks?" He's like, "No, bro, I wanted a grasshopper sunset. I just turned fucking 21. What do you mean?" I'm like, "Okay. Um so I can give you a grasshopper and a sunset, a sunrise. I think you mean sunrise, not sunset." Um
I don't know. Maybe sunset means like he put the ingredients in the other way around. Who freaking knows?
yeah. Well, this guy thought, he knew everything. So he's like, "Dude, just make me a fucking grasshopper and add the ingredients of a sunrise or sunset." He kept saying sunset. I knew he meant sunrise. And I kept telling him that's two completely different liquors and drinks that you want me to mix. I don't think I can do that. And also, even if I did do that, I have to charge you for two drinks. That's two different drinks. And he's like, "Dude, quit being a bitch and do the blah 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 blah." And dude, I started getting that was the my first time having that kind of interaction with a customer for a
Mm-hmm.
weird obscure drink, and it went on for about like maybe around 12 minutes, and meaning that I kind
Oh
of got
shit.
super. I was getting a little bit tensed up too. I didn't get too tense, thank God, because I just kind of like I made him one drink and was like, "Here it is." I gave him just a grasshopper with some extra little spice of tequila in it, right? Just to
Mm-hmm.
see if that worked. He's like, "Dude, what the fuck is this? This is not what it looks like." I'm like, "Man, you got to work with me. I can't just I'm not a wizard, okay? I cannot make whatever you want." And then he kept going back and forth. Thank God my manager was there. I had to talk to him. I was like, "Dude, I don't know how to deal with this guy. He's super drunk and he's asking for something that we don't have, that no one has." he's like he's like, "Man, just make him the drink and charge him for one of the drinks. Just do it." And I'm like, "That's so bad." So I made him a drink with the ingredients of a grasshopper and a sunrise, and apparently he wanted it to look like, because a grasshopper is green and a sunrise is kind of like orange, yellow. It kind of like fades sometimes depending on how you make it.
Yeah, it looks like a
He
sunrise.
Yeah, exactly. So I made it look like he wanted it to look like, going from bottom to top of the glass, green, yellow, or green, red, yellow, or yellow, red, whatever, right? He wanted there to be
Mm-hmm.
just like a change, kind of look nice, I guess, right? Like three drinks. But that's not how that works, and so I give him a brown drink because I had to mix all of it, and he took it, didn't like it, but still took it anyway because he was already drunk to even taste it, so it didn't even fucking matter, and I got no tip from
Of
his
course he
tab.
got no tip because he's a dumbass kid.
Yeah,
I say kid, he's a year younger than me, but still.
it was about an $85 tab as well, so I really thought I was gonna get something
Oh,
good out of it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah. The only thing
that's
nice, I mean, I guess it was at least one of his friends came by, gave me like a $5 bill, and I'm like, you know what? He apologized, like, "Sorry about that." He gave me a five. I'm like, "Okay, that's fine, whatever." Just
I guess it's better
pretty
than
much.
nothing, especially at that age. Oh well, okay. The kids tab was $85.
Yeah, I think he was buying people drinks too. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's one of the shittier ends of the service industry,
Yeah.
especially if you're working for tips.
Yeah.
But
At least
uh,
it still pays well for most of it though.
although, what's
It's
a grasshopper?
a grasshopper's like a mint. It's like a
I, okay, I thought so.
yeah.
It mint. What else does it have in it?
It usually has
The Ribs Podcast.
what's it called? It's like a mint cocktail that usually has like heavy cream in it, so it's kind of like an alcoholic shake in a way. Um,
Hmm.
and It uses a certain type of. It's not really like a. It's like a French liquor that they use. I forgot what it's called. Like I forgot the one that we use is called. We only have one type of that liquor.
Okay.
I think it's called like I want to say like creme de menthe or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what it means. It's like a cream liquor almost. Yeah.
Okay. I figured it was mint
Hmm.
because I forgot if it's I think it's called not embrace the grind. On the grind or what's the other one? Dutch Bros. One of them has something called the grasshopper and it's got mint in it.
Yeah, that's. I think
Um,
it's on the grind because I remember seeing that on.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I assumed. I was like, okay, maybe it's one's named close to the other.
Yeah.
Probably the coffee named after the alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, the other thing. I mean, it still doesn't make sense because like that's like a kind of like a high end cocktail for like a high end bar almost. Um,
Ah.
so you don't. No one really. You don't really typically order a grasshopper in a bowling alley. Um, but thank God
Wait,
that
but
we
that
had the
kid knew
liquor.
what he was talking about, so
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
give him what he
Customer's always
wants.
right.
I hate that saying so much.
I hate it too. My manager hates
I
that
haven't
the
even,
most.
yeah, I haven't even worked in the service industry that much, but, or actually at all, technically. But uh, I know people are stupid,
You wouldn't
so
consider
it's
Wingstop service?
now when you're a cook.
Oh,
If I
you're
were to
just you're in the
be
back.
a cashier, then yeah.
Hmm.
But I mean, I was a cook. I had to help a couple times when some Spanish speaking customers came in. They were like, "Hey, you kind of know Spanish, right?" I was like, "A little bit," and so I helped them with the order, and I felt pretty useful. I was like, "Hey, this ain't bad. Maybe I should learn more Spanish."
Yeah,
And
nice.
obviously, I never learned more Spanish, but it was nice. I knew what I knew, and I could help out a little bit.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, you only hear these huge derailments on the Ribs podcast because we're not talking about the top. We're already we're almost 15 minutes in. We haven't even talked about video games.
Hey, but you know, we keep the topic as the backbone of our conversation. If the meat of it's something else and we're having good conversation, hey, we're having good conversation.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, ain't
Um,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah. No,
But
nothing's wrong.
is there
Uh,
anything any specific video games you were thinking of?
well, I was gonna ask you your top three like genres of video games, just so we get an
Ooh,
idea.
genres. Okay. Uh,
It doesn't have to be in order. You can just say three in your head.
yeah. The thing is, I'm not good with genres. I just know some of my favorite games, and I'm like, okay, they have certain aspects of stuff. I like action, like I guess, or like fighting, I suppose, like God of War, Hades, Hollow Knight. They all have some
So, would you say
form of like.
you like storytelling as well?
I do love story. I do love some good story. And one thing I realized was like Hollow Knight and Subnautica and stuff like that is I really love exploration.
Hmm.
Being able to like expand a map or even if it's a mental map, but they don't give you like a physical map of just like knowing where things are, what certain areas mean, and if there's a story behind it too, I love figuring that out.
Hmm.
It's it is really fun.
Yeah.
And like God of War, oh, don't get me started on that
I
story.
know.
It's
You please
so
don't get started.
beautiful.
I already know everything about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge God of War Ragnarok,
Yeah,
my favorite game of
it
all
is a
time.
good game. Yeah, great game.
And before that, my favorite game was Super Mario Galaxy 2. One of
Hmm.
the first really good Mario games I played on the Wii
You know what
when
I
I was
heard?
younger.
I did hear a little rumor. It's a rumor, so it might not be true. I did hear that there was talks of a third Super Mario Galaxy game being made.
See,
What do you think about that?
that I would love to see it,
Hmm.
except for a few reasons. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Mm.
Um, one of those reasons. Oh man, I I wish Justin were here to talk about this. When he listens, he's gonna probably be mentally checking me in his head. Um, we'll come back to video games when he comes on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
But something about like the creator of the first Super Mario Galaxy had like a story and stuff. The story included like Rosalina and all the Lumas and stuff, all that.
Hmm.
But the person who either created Mario or like owns him or like is the head of Mario and stuff hates story. And so yeah, he just really hates story for some reason and like progression of the Mario character. So in the second game, you only saw Rosalina like once. She was like barely mentioned. I don't want to say they gutted the story of the first one, but they start off by saying like, "This is a different story in the same universe," and it wasn't even really a story. It was just a generic like, "Hey, Mario captured Peach.
Right.
Go find him in the cosmos."
Hmm.
So it ended up having the quote unquote story of a typical Mario game where it's not a story. It's just like, hey, eventually you're gonna save the princess. Until then, fight everybody else.
Hmm. Right.
So that was like I don't even want to say creative differences. It's just like it wasn't gonna happen again to my knowledge. And I think at least in the past, I
Hmm.
don't know what the future looks like for Nintendo, but the closest thing to Super Mario Galaxy 3 was Super Mario Odyssey just because of the like the mechanics, the I guess the way the 3D worlds worked.
Hmm.
Um different different stuff like that. Like Odyssey was a great game.
Hmm.
I'm kind of
Right.
wanting to replay that too again. But but yeah, so far that's the closest thing we're getting to Super Mario Galaxy 3. But
Is there like heavy lore in the Super Mario world?
no, that's the
No.
thing. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's
Yeah.
there isn't that much lore because the dude doesn't like story.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
most story there is like in games like yeah, Justin. Maybe we should have had Justin on for this, but
Well, that should
I
be
mean
new. Yeah. I mean, I brought up Super
technically
Mario
I can get
Galaxy.
him. I see him. He's in the other podcast right now. But anyway, he'll like I said, we'll revisit him or revisit this
Yeah.
when he
Hmm.
gets on. But he loves Super Paper Mario, or
Hmm.
basically the Paper Mario franchise. There's Super Paper Mario,
All right.
uh, one called I don't know if it's Paper Mario Thousand Year Door or something like that.
Hmm.
Those are like his two best ones, and they have a story. I've seen him play through them, and they have story, they have fun characters, all that stuff.
Paper Mario.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. I need to.
yeah,
That's why I
it's
really want to get a Switch just to play all these games. I love Mario.
ah, well, actually, that could segue into not video games technically, but a console itself, the
Okay.
Switch 2.
Oh yeah.
Uh, is that I was gonna say is that gonna bomb, but no, I think they sold out for like pre-orders on the first day.
Yeah. I thought. No, I didn't think it was gonna bomb just because a lot more people than I think that I thought use it. Just because what I like about the Switch or Nintendo in general is that I feel like that's more that their consoles are more like family oriented. Like a lot more people can use them than like an Xbox or a PlayStation, right? Like,
Oh yeah, that's why I've thought that for a while. That's why I kind of missed the Wii for a while until I got another one.
mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I can play this with my siblings and my parents a lot more. But with this PlayStation, it's more of a me thing.
Yeah,
And the
hmm,
games are fun and all, but it's just completely different vibes.
yeah. I mean, like with that. I mean, that's kind of why I like the Wii too. The Switch. The Switch. You can kind of do the same, some of the same stuff, like family stuff as the Wii. Kind of like Dance Central or dancing games or party games. Uh,
Hmm.
I know you don't like Mario Party, but
No, no, I
I've
do
never played
not.
it, but I really want to play it with people because I know I feel like the chaos would be really fun, you know. But I know you've
I
experienced too. You've experienced that. You have trauma, from what I
I
understand.
hate anything luck based in video games because I always get screwed over. And
Maybe it's just the people you're with. Maybe if I play, then you'll get the good luck.
okay, the last time I played, uh, I won, but it was barely, and it was because of the extra stars you get at the end, and felt kind of dirty. I'm like, I didn't deserve this. Oh, okay. Part of me was like, okay, I deserve to win, but not like this.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I just like the mini games are fun. The the activities you get to do in it are fun,
Hmm.
but just like the whole roll a die to see how far you get. Some I
Yeah.
don't. It's just all the chance aspects. I freaking hate.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
can't do it.
Sometimes, yeah, because sometimes it's just not your day, you know. But if for you, it seems like it's most of the days.
Well, yeah, and that's why I love skill-based stuff because I can get better at this. With this, it does not matter how good I am at anything. It can just screw me over whenever it wants.
Yeah, that's true. So that does kind of suck, on hindsight. But
Yeah.
going back to the Switch too. A little part of me did think it was gonna flop just because um, of the pricing of it and I think I heard that you had to pay for the demo of using the Switch, the console. It was like $4.99 or something just to buy the demo that goes through the console, which that is kind of weird considering like if someone has never used the console and it doesn't just come with the
Yeah.
console, why would they have to pay more? Might as well return it at that point. But also, I feel like some most people that buy this Switch are the Switch who already had the previous Switch and don't even need the demo. So, but I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what mechanics went through the demo. So, um,
I don't know. I just know that the more that uh, about the Switch 2 that's announced, the more I'm like, wow, this seems like such a bad product.
yeah, I haven't actually looked. I actually totally forgot about the console until you just reminded me today. Um, and I know a lot of people ordered it and it was on back order for a while because of tariffs or something. I don't know. Um,
Well, yeah, they canceled all pre-orders.
all of them?
And they basically postponed it for a later launch date.
Oh, so no one has the Switch 2 yet.
No, I mean either way they were pre-orders, so they wouldn't have it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Anyway.
I thought it already it's released by now, but they pre-ordered it like a few months ago.
No, you'd probably hear a lot more about it if they were out now.
Okay, true, yeah.
But yeah, I think the tariffs and stuff are what um I guess what made them do that,
Yeah.
the refunds.
Yeah, there were other features on the console too. Do you know that I'm sure you heard about like the little Discord feature. It's not Discord, but it's like their own version of it.
It's basically Discord, but yeah, I heard that you're gonna have to pay for that feature.
Yeah, pay for that. And I saw videos of that feature. It looked very choppy. It didn't look the best. Um, and I don't really I don't really know why many. I mean, I can kind of see why people would use it, but it just doesn't look that appealing, especially
No.
when they advertised it. So
Yeah, uh, it just looks so disappointing, and it's kind of sad because I mean, Nintendo's made such good stuff in the past, but
yeah,
this is
it doesn't even feel like the
it just
Switch
seems
now. Like you don't even like switch like I miss the sliding sliding the controller in as well, which isn't a thing anymore. It just pops in, which I feel like was
I
part
mean
of
I
the what made the Switch the Switch. Just sliding in the controller.
I mean I just think that's a cool feature. But like the hardware seems fine, but it's basically what I think it all boils down to is they are being way too greedy with all these transactions that they're making you have. Like you're gonna have to pay for the C button, which is like Discord stuff.
Yeah.
The console itself is a lot more expensive. You're gonna have to pay for Nintendo online stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's just a whole lot of greed, it seems
Four
like.
hundred and $50. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it is wild.
That's
And
that's only $50 less than the PlayStation and Xbox. Whenever I
yep,
bought mine, at least. That's crazy.
yeah.
Ah, wow. Well, I was actually really thinking about getting it as soon as I make money because I really want a Nintendo, but I think
The Ribs
I mean,
Podcast.
I don't have a choice anyway. No one has a choice. You have to wait.
I mean, yeah, but again, to me, it does not seem worth it.
hmm
Okay, so it sounds like you haven't heard too much about all the latest news and stuff.
Mm-mm. No.
One of the biggest things that people are like, why? What does this even mean? It's like, well, they know what it means. It's freaking stupid. You know the physical cartridges you can get
Yeah. hmm
instead of buying them online. Not only is it slightly more expensive, apparently it doesn't come with the game itself. Apparently it's just it comes the cartridge itself is apparently like a pass key to unlock the game when
Oh, I
you're
think I did hear
online.
about this. Yeah, I did hear about this, and it's kind of like a. It's is it kind of like you still have to like download the game, but like you need the cartridge to like open it. I guess I don't know.
It's saying like, oh, you unlocked this to be able to download. So yeah,
That's dumb.
it is extremely dumb.
So it's so either
Uh,
way, it's still like an online download.
yeah,
Okay,
that
that is weird.
is basically all it is, and
You know what?
it's strange. It's like,
For me, um, I mean for my console and I guess for PC, obviously, I've always been downloading games. But for a Switch doesn't have that much storage in it, so that's why people have like the cartridges, right?
mm-hmm.
Exactly. So if I mean, hopefully, I mean, if they download the game with the cartridge, shouldn't like the storage be going through the cartridge anyway, or is it just gonna be stored on the
That's
console still?
no, it would be stored on the console.
So you
The
so
the cartridge is just a pass key.
so it's either you download it through the Switch, or you buy a cartridge to unlock it through the Switch. Either way, it's still on the Switch. That's really dumb. Okay,
Yeah,
so you might as
no,
well.
it's freaking wild.
So they're just saying don't buy the cartridge then, just download it.
I guess so. Maybe this is their way of saying like, hey, we're moving away from
Physical hardware to
physical
online.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna penalize you for buying physical.
Yeah, I mean, there was also something. I feel like I mean, there's definitely something special with buying a cartridge too and having like a little box with all the classic games on it. Like you have your, like whenever we played on your Switch, it came in that little like that little lunchbox, right? That which had a cartridge section that looked nice.
Yeah,
That's actually
I
super
mean, I
nice.
bought that separately. It was like $40, but it's come in handy.
Yeah.
Very much come in handy. It's great for transporting,
hmm
but yeah, but no, physical cartridges are gonna be basically useless.
Yeah,
It
well,
seems like.
it's a new world, buddy. No more physical things. Not a lot of things. A lot of things are becoming media based and online.
Yeah, but
I mean, but
I like the physical media.
yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about the better sides of gaming, the fun games.
hmm
Um, although, okay, this isn't a game. It's a game that I'm thinking of getting now because of something I saw. Do you know the new Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay, they're doing I guess, collab or crossover with Street Fighter,
Uh-huh.
and they're adding it to where you can play as one of the staples of Street Fighter. His name's do you know Akuma?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. you're gonna be able to play as him, and he'll be able to use weapons and stuff. But he could also just like legitimately fight the monsters like he does in Street Fighter.
Oh
It's
wow.
really sick, or it looks really sick. Um, and
I'm looking at
that's kind of
images right
made
now.
me,
It looks really cool.
yeah, no, it's something that's kind of like, oh my gosh, I might have to get Monster Hunter. And my friends would be ecstatic because they love Monster Hunter, and they get another hunter, I guess. Be like, hey, let's play together.
I've never played
And I
Monster
mean, that's
Hunter.
another.
Hmm. I need to try it.
I tried it. I was not a fan,
Hmm.
but who knows? This could change things. I think what made me mostly not a fan. I think the game could be fun, but it just seems like the learning curve is kind of steep if you don't have someone helping you along with it. Which my friends did offer to help me, but I was like, I don't want to spend this money on a game that seems so grindy and has a big learning curve. And this is Monster Hunter Rise?
Maybe.
I think it was Rise. But I was planning on getting a video game, but instead of getting that one, that's when I got Subnautica for the Switch and fell in
Okay.
love with that. So it was not a bad decision whatsoever.
Nice. That's good. I've
So,
only, I mean, besides the fact that I play Minecraft, uh, the only game I'm looking forward to right now, obviously, which everyone I think is looking forward to, which doesn't come out till next year, is the new GTA game. Um,
GTA 6.
yeah, and I thought I'm even more hyped about it considering the trailer was the official trailer that came out for it like 3 weeks ago was 75% gameplay through the PS5. So
Okay.
it looks really nice. Every little you can see every little detail. They put in every little detail. Like in the beginning, when the guy is getting when he's just getting beer, you could see the liquid in the beer jiggling as he's walking.
You know what? I think I remember you talking to me about that. You're really impressed by the beer.
Yeah, yeah, that's all I cared about. It wasn't the strippers or the beach or the shooting. It was the beer.
Yeah. Like, man, look at those fluid physics.
Yeah,
I'm buying the game right now.
yeah.
Now, before that, a game I'm really looking forward to is Ghost of Tsushima's
Oh yeah,
I
Ghost of
guess
it's
sequel.
yeah
Ghost of Yote, something like
yeah.
that.
It's I think it's a female lead, right?
Yeah, it is.
I forgot what it's called. Ghost. Is that what it's called?
It's Yotei. I
Yote.
don't know how to
Yeah, yeah,
pronounce
yeah.
it.
October 2nd. I just pulled up a list of upcoming anticipated games. Um,
Okay, but
but before we get
uh,
to that, well, I mean that's pretty close actually. That's in October. Um, Next month, Super Mario or not Super Mario, Mario Kart World releases. Is that something that piques your interest?
not really.
Not really.
Um, I've kind of fallen off of liking Mario Kart a lot. I mean, I definitely don't dislike it, but it feels like the luck-based stuff again, where I think I do very well with like on the tracks, driving, all that,
Hmm.
but then I just get pelted with 20 red shells in the back. As soon as I get in first place, it feels like I get a blue shell. I blow up, and it's like, okay, this sucks.
Hmm.
Uh, I my luck is so bad.
It's just the luck. Okay.
But I guess if Mario Kart World's coming out next month, then that must mean the Switch is also coming out next month because I think they're gonna come out like
Yeah, I'm
hand
pretty
in
sure.
hand.
Yeah, it is. I think it releases next month. I mean, the June list is pretty long just because half the games are the Nintendo Switch games.
Is
Um,
one of them the Donkey Kong one?
um, there is I'll tell you most of them. I don't see any Donkey Kong. I see Mario Kart World, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour.
Oh,
I'm guessing that's the
Scooby
demo.
Doo.
Uh,
Probably.
no, I don't see any. Oh, there's a new Death Stranding game. I didn't know that. That's cool. Um, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes out in July.
I've been told I need to watch the trailer for that. That I might like it. It doesn't matter because if I get a Switch 2, it's going to be far into the future.
Hmm.
But um, who knows? It might look cool. I do want to check it out though.
Hmm. Yeah. There's Death Stranding. There's a game called Dune Awakening. Uh,
Oh,
and then, oh my God, there's a new FNAF game releasing. Let's go! More lore, more stupid lore. But I'm all for
you
it.
think Matt Pat's gonna peek his head back into the theory world?
I think he might peek his head back. He might just be in the game at this point. uh,
He's William Afton's successor.
yeah. It's called Five Nights at Freddy's: Secret of the Mimic. Ooh, That's
Oh,
already a good name.
mimic.
Um, Tales of the Shire. Is that? I'm assuming that's Lord of the Rings.
I've heard of that. I don't know what it is though.
I don't know what it is either. That's an anticipated game. There's a new Gears of War and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. I actually did hear about that.
Hmm.
And then,
I never played a Metal Gear game, but I've kind of wanted to. They look interesting.
yeah. Do you still care about Kirby?
Uh, kind of, yeah. I mean, I never played Kirby and the Forgotten
Forgotten
World or
Land.
whatever it's called. Forgotten Land, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
That's what
remember
it
the
is.
memes of mouthful mode.
There's Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcross World. I don't know if that's one
Oh,
game or not.
strange.
Is that one game? I think. I don't know.
No clue.
Borderlands 4. That better make up for the movie that came out last year.
I remember on the pitch meetings, Ryan George was like, um, "Wow, this movie really sucked." But the guy on the other end was like, "Yeah, but we've seen a huge spike in Borderlands playing, and we have a new game coming up." And they're like, Basically, the advertising
Right.
is there, or like the marketing, like no publicity is bad publicity type thing. Where now they're like,
Borderlands
"Hey,
Podcast.
check out Borderlands 4." But yeah, I heard that movie was a train wreck. Didn't Jack Black play the robot?
Yeah, Claptrap. I think that's the robot's name. Yeah, he did play that.
Yeah.
That might have been the
Uh,
only good character in that movie. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I just I don't know. I had no interest before to see that movie, and I definitely have no interest now.
Yeah, I don't care about that movie. I mean, I already heard. I mean, the most things I've heard about it. Well, the most I've heard people complain about it was the fact that one of the major characters wasn't cast properly because she's supposed to be like a 21-year-old, I
Oh,
think,
Kate Blanchett.
and then they cast Kate Blanchett, great actress. Uh, she wasn't meant to be playing this character though, because she's almost gonna be 60 soon, I believe.
She's
Um,
yeah, like she's doesn't look like a grandma, but she's definitely doesn't look
she doesn't
21 or
look 21
22.
now. Yeah, she still she still looks great for her age though. Um,
Oh yeah,
but do you
she's
have any like
not early 20s.
nostalgic games that is there like an old classic nostalgic game that you'd still play to this day?
Dude, my favorite game. It didn't even come out when I was alive, I don't think.
Hmm.
But one of my favorite old games that I played because it was on the Wii Kirby 20th or 25th anniversary collection.
Hmm.
It's called Kirby and the Crystal Shards. It came out on the Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
And that game I loved.
Mm.
The main thing I loved about it was the mechanic of you know how Kirby's whole thing is he swallows something, he gets a certain
Right.
superpower.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had something where you could get one power and combine it with another, and there was so many different combinations of like what he could do and become and what powers he gets.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a really cool mechanic to me. And just the game itself was fun. I mean, looking at it now, it's like, oh, it's kind of slow, it's kind of old, and yeah, of course it is, but it's still a great game.
Yeah.
So that's probably the oldest game I like to play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what really got me into video games was, well, for one, I I had a couple of like the child consoles. You
Wow.
ever remember like the leapfrog stuff?
Yes, yes. I've had a leapfrog as well. Yeah, yeah,
I had something called a Didge, Didj.
yeah. DIDJ.
And yeah, there was this one like Star Wars game I would play on it. I think it had like math and stuff. And there was an Indiana Jones one too. It was really really weird and really obscure, but I loved it. It was like a
Oh
Switch.
my
It was like one of
god,
those
this is the
handhold.
exact one I had. It was a leapfrog Didge, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. I had this
Yeah,
one too,
yeah.
dude. I used to get made fun of for having this.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I brought it around more, I would have too. But I mainly just played it at home or maybe in the car. But
There
no,
was
that
like a
stuff was
week,
fun.
dude. There was a week where I brought it and I was just playing on it, and they're like, "Bro, that's not a DS. What are you doing, you loser?" I'm like, I
How
don't.
old were you?
This had to be like fifth grade, I think, or fourth grade.
Oh shoot, you were actually that. Yeah, I guess it's still a little old for that. But I mean, still, no, the Did was freaking great.
Oh, actually, no, it
I ain't
wasn't
going
fifth
back
grade.
on that.
No, no, it actually wasn't fifth grade because fifth grade is when I got a Kindle from the Ditch. I think it
Oh,
might have been
okay.
like second or third grade. Now I think about it, because I went
Okay.
to.
What'd you play on your Kindle? Like cut the rope, where's my water, all that stuff.
Hey man, back then those were good games. You can't.
I'm saying I did the same thing.
I think I played a lot of. I definitely got the Pocket Edition of Minecraft,
Yeah.
and I got to play that with people, so that was good. And then, uh, Subway Surfer for like a solid like month. I had Flappy Bird. And I deleted it before it got taken down, so
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I was not that good. The Didge though, I remember the game because you're like a dude with a jetpack and a gun, and you're like shooting these things, and it looks like a Super Mario kind of world where you're just going, one direction, like, and you just. I remember that. Uh, that was such a good game. I don't care. I didn't see. I got bullied for it, but like it wasn't like okay, fine. I'm a loser. It's like I really don't care. This game is fucking fun. It
Hmm.
was so good.
No, the the Didge was great.
Yeah.
Um, Something else that I played. Actually, there was a couple of them that I got, and I really wish. I don't think I personally got rid of them. Either they're stashed away deep in like the attic or something, or my parents got rid of them. Were these things called plug and plays? Um,
Plays.
I don't know if you ever had one. It was like basically what I saw was the base for the stuff. It was like essentially a joystick with an A and B button
Okay.
integrated into like the shape of something that was the theme of what you were playing. Like I had
I definitely have because
a
I was about to mention I had a thing called it was like a TV games kind of a thing and it was
yeah,
Scooby
yeah,
Doo.
yeah.
It was Scooby Doo.
Ah, okay.
So it
I
was
never
just a
had that
joystick.
one.
Yeah, it was just a joystick. Okay, so the whole thing was shaped as the Mystery Machine, and on top of it
Hmm.
was a joystick and like two buttons, I think,
Yeah,
and
an
it
A
came
and
with
B
like
button.
4 or 5 games. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no. I had um one that was shaped like the Millennium Falcon for Star Wars. I love that thing.
Yeah.
And then I had a Spider-Man one. And
Ooh.
honestly, I think I had more fun with the Spider-Man one. There was this one like Spider-Man thing. Uh, I it might have been a type of like roguelike, which is why I got into roguelikes. I think you powered up the more you went, but it was like you'd go into a room, you'd beat everybody up, and then you'd choose which other room to go into.
Hmm.
And you go there, you
Right.
beat people up there, and it was just a cycle of that. And so,
Okay.
uh, no, those plug and plays were great, and it was awesome
Yeah.
because they had the like I think red and or yellow and white boards.
Yeah. It
Just
was like yellow
auto.
and red and white chords for the Scooby Doo one. Like those three like yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, but I think I don't know what the red one's for, but I know the yellow and white. They're the AV, the typical audio and visual stuff.
Hmm.
And my parents, we or my family, we had a minivan, a Nissan Quest with a little movie thing up top.
Hmm.
But below the
The
passenger
Ribs
seat
Podcast.
was like the disc player or
Hmm.
the DVD player where you put the disc in,
Oh, that's so
as
cool.
well as those AV cable inserts. And so I could
You could
play
just play it in the car.
stuff on there.
That's so
Yes,
that's so cool. I was not
I know.
that lucky. We had a Honda Odyssey, like an old Honda
Okay, I mean that's
Odyssey.
a solid vehicle,
It's a solid
but
vehicle, but I always envied those people with like the TVs in the back seat.
mhm.
My cousins had
I
those.
mean,
That's like every time we went somewhere, I was like, I'm okay with the long ride. We have a TV in the back. Uh,
yeah, same here. I We would watch movies and my dad would love it too because sometimes we'd be watching a movie and he'd be listening to it. He's like, "What the hell's going on?"
yeah.
That's how he got intrigued to actually sit down at home and watch some of them. He's like, "Hey, these are pretty funny."
Yeah.
But but yeah, no, that stuff was great. And actually, this might be before either of those two consoles. I had something called a VTech.
Yeah.
I don't know if
VTech.
that rings a bell. Yeah,
Let me.
they had like giant cartridges that went in there, but it was like very much a kid's console.
Hmm.
And actually, is that where the Spider-Man one was? No,
Was it like a big orange console?
big orange console.
Okay, yeah. I think I had a. I've never had like the huge orange console, but they had like this little like. It was kind of like the same size as the the Dig, and you
Hmm.
could put the cartridge on top of it. And I think I had it when I was like maybe super young and played like Thomas the Tank Engine games, stuff like
Ah,
that. Um, okay, I'm looking at images now. Yeah, I didn't have the big console. I had like the small little thing at one point. Either
mm.
actually, I don't remember if I even had it or my neighbors had it and I just played with them. But yeah.
Um, oh, uh, I just remembered something from when I was in I think fourth grade.
Hmm.
Um, I had apparently never done anything extreme physically. Yeah, it wasn't even that extreme. But so I think we were going to a housewarming party down the street. We were fairly new neighbors, so we were trying to get to know people. Um, and
Hmm.
there was this couple, it was their housewarming party, and upstairs they had a Wii.
Hmm.
And I never had a Wii. Oh, wait, no. It had to be because I got the Wii when I was in second grade. Okay, basically, they had a Wii. I went upstairs and I played Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which I fell in love with. But I also played Wii Sports. I played tennis.
Right.
Uh, but being a kid and it being like new technology to me, I didn't know how hard you needed um to like swing the remote. So when I played tennis, every time the ball would come to me, I would swing the heck out of it. I'd put the full force into my arm every single time. And I can't tell you how long I played that for, but later that night, um, yeah, it had to be later that night when we were home, I complained to my parents because I was in agony. I had made no connections to the Wii whatsoever, but my arm was in pain. I I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the most excruciating pain I have ever felt." And being a kid, that might be true. Um,
Dude, I
but
totally get that just because I played on the Wii now recently, and you don't
uh-huh.
need and I mean obviously now you realize it's not power based at all because it's literally
No,
just
no,
a
it's not.
sensor tracking your motion, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even matter. No, yeah, it's not power based. It's really fun to sometimes it's fun to troll people that still don't understand that. Um, but
It's the
uh,
kids.
yeah, and then but yeah, when I was a kid, I put 100% into all of those games, even like Mario Kart. Like when it came to like spinning the wheel, and if I wasn't spinning enough in the game, then I'd turn my body even more just to turn. But it's like okay, no,
Yeah.
you have to you have to like recalibrate, sit down and just turn it like normal. It's
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not you.
And you yeah, you don't know that as a kid.
Yeah.
And so I was in so much pain. My parents were debating taking me to the hospital. Uh, and luckily we had a neighbor who she was a nurse, and so we would call her up when like there was a kid emergency or something like that. Um, or basically where we needed medical advice too.
Hmm.
But we called him over, and then she was asking me questions. Did you do anything recently? Did you do this? Did you do that? Finally, I told them I wasn't like trying to keep it from them. I just didn't think about it. I was like, I was playing the Wii earlier. I was playing like tennis and stuff, and they were all like, "Oh, he's sore." I had never been sore in my entire life, especially to that degree. It felt like there was like pins and needles digging into my skin, and
Damn,
I didn't know it, but
damn, you remember the
but
first
yeah,
time you were sore?
yeah, that was it. Well, because there's a whole story behind it,
Yeah, that's true.
and yeah, so uh, that was the first time I ever played Wii tennis. That's the first time I really got into the newer video games, and
And that's the last
yeah,
time. I'm kidding.
I won't forget it. Hey, it wasn't the last time. I ended up getting a Wii. I had some of my own memories. I never put that much force into it ever again,
Yeah.
but I did have fun.
For me, I didn't consider, for some reason, I didn't consider like a real game until I got my Xbox 360. Before my Xbox 360, I had a Wii, and then obviously I had like the the T like the TV games, like the Scooby Doo game, and
Mhm.
then like the Dig. But once I got my Xbox 360 and I stepped into the world of Xbox Live, that's when I realized, oh, this is the big boy world.
Yeah.
This is where the real shit goes down. Thank God I didn't get into
Hmm.
COD. I mean I wish I
You.
did because I'm sure it was especially Black Ops 2. I know I know it's a great
Oh,
game. Even though I
yep.
haven't played it. You're right. But thank God I didn't step into that when I was a kid and got into that COD lobby. I would have
Yeah,
probably
you.
just ended my life. They're like, these guys hate me. They would have. I would probably. I would have definitely been like. I was so gullible as a child that like if anyone told me something through Xbox Live, I would have taken it so serious. And imagine me in that COD lobby. Someone's like, "Dude, go fucking kill yourself, you fucking weirdo." I'm like, "Oh man, uh, yeah, I don't think I'm fit for this." but
Okay, I thought you were going the direction like, oh yeah, if they said stuff. I was a kid. I soak it up. I would repeat it, and I could just imagine all the things that they're gonna say on there, and be like, ooh, little
but
Rancho,
yeah.
staying it at the dinner table. What does blank mean? And it's just a slur.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh.
But I think a game that I would still play to this day, if I had it, what is Halo Reach. Halo Reach was like
Ooh.
that was probably that might have been one of my first ever shooter games, and it was a really good story. I got into I got a little bit into the Halo lore because I got Reach the Halo Reach game came with the console. I played through all of
Oh,
it.
okay.
It took a while, obviously, because I wasn't used to shooter games. Um, and then my friend who I made a family friend who also had a 360 who was older than me and way more experienced at gaming.
Hmm.
He opened the world of like the whole Halo universe and then the other games. Um, like he was like, and he had all the previous games and he had an old like the original Xbox. So whenever I needed to play the first Halo game, I go to his place and play that game. And then Halo 3 is my favorite Halo game of all time.
I was gonna say I heard Reach and 3 were two of the best games.
Yeah, Reach was. I really liked Reach a lot. I like Halo 3 as well. I think I like it more just because of the online multiplayer.
Hmm.
Um, both have great stories. Then I got Halo 4. Halo 4 was pretty good. It was a different game mechanic. It was you could tell it was like an upgrade, but story wise, it was just like okay, this is just kind of it's whatever. I played it with my brother, so it was co-op. Um,
Okay.
and then I played Halo 5, and that was just kind of the same vibe as Halo 4, but just the same thing, like much better graphics and mechanics, but they're kind of changing up like the story a little bit, and they got too complicated. And then I haven't
Mm.
played the latest Halo game, which I think came out like 4 years ago, Halo Infinite. I haven't played that at all.
Yeah. I heard that was pretty good.
Yeah, I wanted to, I actually kind of liked the story behind Halo, and I don't think the story was, from what I heard, the story wasn't anything special. But they did bring back the original Master Chief um, suit, because in Halo 4 they gave him like a really weird, complicated edition of the suit.
Mm.
I mean, it looked cool, but it was like, okay, it's not the original anymore. But then there's also like little games in between, like Halo ODST, which I think is part of Halo 3, and fun fact, do you know the actor Nathan Fillion?
No.
He plays he's the new Green Lantern with the bowl cut.
I haven't seen anything about Green Lantern.
Okay, have you seen or heard of the show The Rookie, the cop show?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
But you know the guy, right? The main guy, the old dude, or not old dude, but like
The white dude?
yeah, the Rookie. Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah. Okay.
That actor. I'm sure you've seen him somewhere
The
else.
Ribs Podcast.
But he was a big Halo fan, and he was the main character in that Halo like 3.5 game. I call it Halo 3.5. It's called Halo ODST. But he was the main guy, and I think he ended up returning in Halo 4 or no Halo 5 as the same character. But I thought that was cool.
Okay.
Um, Voice
That's
acting
pretty cool.
and like actual like character skin, everything.
I think I have seen him now that you mentioned him.
Yeah.
I will say, I used to think, ODST was not a game. I thought it was referring. I didn't know what the D stood for, but I thought it was like the original soundtrack or something
Oh,
like
like
that.
OST?
Yeah, for the longest time. Actually, I don't think I knew that until now.
The ODST? You didn't know that?
Yeah.
I forgot.
No, I thought it was a soundtrack.
No. ODST is like another game. It stands for like I don't remember what it all stands. I know it starts with like it's like orbit something something. I'm gonna Google it actually.
Orbit something something. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm pretty sure it's the name of like the group that went out. Like that. ODST is the name of the group. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Orbital Drop Shock Troopers. Okay, that's what that means. So the troopers basically. That was.
That's strange.
I liked it. Was a good game. At first, it started off pretty scary. And I played it I didn't play it like when it came out. I played it like probably around. I think it was actually during COVID I played it because I didn't even know about the game. So I was like, damn. And I was like, I had the Master Chief collection, so I played like all the games again. And that was one of the games. So I was like, okay, I should probably like get into it. So it was cool.
Hmm.
And it was also better knowing the fact that that actor was voicing in the game. So it was less. I didn't take it as serious. I
Yeah.
actually yeah. So, but yeah, Halo Reach and Halo 3, pretty big nostalgia games I'd keep playing if I had it today. Um,
Okay.
I mean, I can't just keep saying Minecraft all the time. That's not fair. I do wish I got into like Skyrim and or just Elder Scrolls. I never did.
Ah, I don't know if those are my types of games, but I heard they are good.
Yeah, I, I, I tried playing it 4 years ago, I think. But I think for me, it was really just like I think it's. I can definitely see the age in the game, and I think I'm a pretty patient gamer, but sometimes it's like if I'm hyped too much to play a game, then I won't do it. And it's not that the game is bad. It's just I think I might as well just wait for something to happen and then play it all rather than play an old game knowing that something is gonna come out. I you know I
I
should have gotten
guess.
into it. I don't know. I know that I played it around the Elder Scrolls Online came out, and I know there's supposed to be like they did a remake of Oblivion. I'm pretty sure like 2 months ago.
Hmm.
So I'm probably gonna play those or at some point later in the future because I know
I
there's
mean,
rumors of like another sequel to Skyrim coming out.
okay. I mean, it's never too late to get into a game. Like,
That's true, yeah.
uh, when I fell in love with God of War, actually, I got God of War 2 years after it came out because it was on sale or something. I was like, okay, I heard this is a pretty good game. I got it. I tried it. I didn't like it.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I came back to it like either months or even like a year later, and I was a little more patient with it, tried it, and now it's one of my favorite games ever. With
Mm,
again the sequel being my favorite game ever.
yeah.
So, so and then I think that same year I got Mortal Kombat 11, which was a year after it came out,
Hmm.
and I think okay, I didn't play the previous Mortal Kombat games. I played one, and so far, I think Mortal Kombat 11 is the best.
I played Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and I play Mortal Kombat 11 is the one where they time travel, right?
Yes.
Okay, I played 11, and then I didn't play. I watched you play one, so I'm just gonna count that as I kind of played it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Which I mean, I like the
Wait,
Mortal
did
Kombat
you
game.
technically play it a
Oh,
little
you know what?
bit?
I think we. I mean, you play the majority of it, obviously, but I think there were times where like we switched off, like in the story
Yeah, we
mode.
passed the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
around during the story mode.
I forgot about that. Yeah. We did do that. Uh, this. Okay, I'm remembering bits and pieces of the story. Yeah, I remember now. Um, and I'm pretty sure it ended on a cliffhanger. If I could be wrong though. It was like a multiversal war at the end. That the ending was kind of
No,
crazy for me. It was like, wow, this is just random. But what else?
true. I don't think it was a cliffhanger. I think they ended up. No, because I think God, what's his name? Liu Kang was able to set things right again.
I remember. I don't know if it
Uh,
was a cliffhanger for another game or like a cliffhanger for like a DLC. But I remember because the end was like you played as any character you wanted, going up a bunch of stairs and defeating Shang Tsung, right?
yeah.
Uh, but there was a little cutscene after that of like I think it was like four characters from all from different universes, and the main guy that you saw was just a different variant of uh, Havoc. I think that's his name. That's the guy with like the
Mm,
he's the guy with the burnt face, right? Or like half the face.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he picked up something. I forgot. I forgot if was there.
Okay.
Yeah. There was like something that he did, and he was like, "Now I can do blah blah blah," and conquer some evil shit like that, right?
Okay, then I don't remember that, but that makes perfect sense considering the DLC story had to do with it's called Chaos Rising, I think, and he's the main villain.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so it's a DLC then.
mhm.
So I guess they just made it to where whatever new game comes out, it can just be its own thing rather than doing its own story, which I think is pretty good. Um,
Yeah,
because no one wants to do. In the quotes of Deadpool, this multiverse shit isn't working anymore, guys.
true. But yeah, I do think 11 was the best.
Yeah, 11. I think I liked 10 more. It's between 10 and 11 for sure.
Okay, I mean I did hear good things about 10.
Yeah, 11. Yeah, it's between 10 and 11 for me. But Halo, Mortal Kombat. Uh, do you have any consoles that you miss the most that you don't have right now?
No, cuz I mean, I got rid of the Wii and then I got another one like almost a decade later. Nah, it probably wasn't a decade, but it was a while, years later.
Mm.
And I enjoy that. And I have my PS5. I do have a Switch. Yeah, no, yeah, really the only things I miss are the plug and plays.
Yeah, I think for me, I do because it was like there was a lot of things. I do miss my 360. Actually, technically, I still have it in my house. I think, just in my attic. Um, and then I had my 360, and then I got my Xbox One. And then I'm thinking about it. I played a lot of games on the Xbox One, but for some reason I don't miss it as much as the 360 and the Series X, which I've only had for which I only played personally for like 6 months before I gave it to my brother. He plays on it all the
Mm,
time. But I really like that
okay.
console for compared to the one for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was literally just the speed and the graphics of that console. Um,
Could be.
yeah, and then yeah, I don't. That's really it. I haven't had too many consoles. There was a time where I did play on my friend's Wii U, which I thought was
Mm.
a little bit cool. Um, one of the games we'd always play was Luigi's Mansion, and
Ah,
I
yes.
loved I loved being able to like be. I think you were the if one guy was if it was two player multiplayer.
One guy was the ectoplasm Luigi, right?
Uh, I'm assuming that's what it was. Yeah, I
But
just
like
know
he was
that
all
whoever
green.
had whoever had the pad was like the ghost or something, and then
Oh, there was a go?
yeah, I think it was like if you had like the Wii U pad, you were the ghost, and then the other players would be on the TV trying to like do something. I forgot what the whole point of the game was,
Oh.
but I just know that whoever was on the pad like had their own like little game going on. I don't actually. I think it
Okay.
was like you were scaring. I think the whole point of the game was you're trying to scare the other players, and you could
Oh,
like
okay. I think I'm
yeah.
thinking of Luigi's Mansion 3 then.
Oh
When
yeah,
you
it
could
definitely
play
wasn't
as like
three. I think it was
different
either. It was
Luigi.
probably just one. Yeah,
I think it might have been 2 actually.
yeah, one or two. It wasn't three though. I think three is relatively newer.
No, yeah, I don't remember when it came out.
Hmm.
I think near the end of high school, maybe.
Yeah, there is something else I
But
wanted to ask you though. Um,
hmm,
would you consider playing like the old? Have you considered playing the older God of War games?
I have. I definitely have, but the only thing stopping me is I think you need the higher PlayStation Plus subscriptions.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't feel like paying for those. And I don't have the older consoles to get them on. But I have heard rumors of Santa Monica remastering the old games. So I've been
Ooh,
really hoping that that's true
if that's
because
the
I
case,
would love to play those.
see if that's the case, then I would probably do that too for God of War, because God of War. I've gotten some context of the game from when you played Ragnarok, a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I've seen gameplay of the God of
The
War
Ribs Podcast.
previous to the Ragnarok. But I do. I mean, I like storytelling and lore. Every time they mention like the ghost of, they call him the ghost
Sparta.
of Greece, right? Oh no, the ghost of
Sparta.
Olympus. Oh, Sparta. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sparta.
I want. I want to know why. I want to know why. I need to see how he killed Zeus. If he killed Zeus, I'm pretty sure he killed Zeus.
Oh yeah, in the third game.
Yeah, I need to know. I
I
need to
think.
see everything.
Do you want me to tell you how he does it, or do you want to see it, or I could tell you and then you'll see it?
I mean, if you want, yeah, you can tell me. It's fine. I probably won't play it for a
I'm
while anyway. So.
okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure he kills him with the blade of Olympus.
Hmm.
Uh, if you look closely at Kratos' character in the newer God of Wars, he has a large scar going across his stomach. That's when he was stabbed by the blade of Olympus.
Mm.
Um, so which I don't technically know how he has because in the third game there was also some time travel involved where he ended up stopping himself from getting stabbed by the blade of Olympus. I don't know. I think I'm
Was
gonna
he
have to
killed after
go
getting
back and look
stabbed?
at that. I think he was.
And then he came back.
Yeah, he's died a few times.
Maybe he was like
But
pierced. Maybe he went back and was just pierced instead of just stabbed. I don't know. Well, that's why you gotta play
maybe,
the game.
yeah, I guess so. I'm really hoping that they remaster him. I would love to play him.
One game
And
series I actually really want to play for some reason. Actually, it's because I played one of the games. Was Final Fantasy. I played Final
mm,
Fantasy 15, I think, because I had it on. Oh yeah, I played that on the Xbox when I got my Series X, and I had the Game Pass. That was free. Uh, I
oh,
I played
the thing about
15.
the
Hmm?
Final Fantasy games is they're all their own story. So it's not like a series where oh you play this one, oh now you can play this one. No, I'm pretty sure they're all their own stories.
Are
And
they?
Final Fantasy VII being the by far the most popular
Yeah.
one.
Okay, I didn't know that they were like all its own thing. I mean, either way, I
Yeah.
still want to. I still like to play them maybe in order if I can get all of them, especially seven. I mean,
I don't know if in order would be worth it. Also, now there's like a different. There seems like one or two more different variations of seven now. One of them's called Rebirth, I think.
I think that's just the yeah. I think isn't that just the remake that they made a few years ago?
No, they made a remake, and then they made. I don't know what Rebirth is, but
I can Google it. Final
yeah.
Fantasy VII Rebirth, second installment of the planned trilogy remaking. Oh, oh, oh! I didn't know that. So, so they're so they're remaking Final Fantasy VII into three parts. Rebirth is the second installment of the trilogy.
Oh, okay. What was the first?
Uh, I gotta check. Final Fantasy VII trilogy. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and the third one isn't announced yet because it's not out.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I didn't know that. Then maybe that's a series I should play. Final Fantasy VII
Y-
specifically.
Yeah. No, seven is the big one.
Yeah.
It's the one that has got the most traction and is the most popular.
Hmm. Yeah. But I'm gonna end it off with a little blind ranking game. Easy game.
Alrighty, let's do it.
All right. And
It's either going to be really easy or really hard, depending on what video games there are.
and this, I mean, knowing this, because I don't know the games either. It's completely blind for both of us.
Hmm.
If it's not something that we don't know, then I'm probably gonna rate it low, but also be wise in my choice. All right. So
Same.
there's gonna be five rankings. All right. The first one is. Have you ever played The Sims?
No, but
No.
it is not my type of game whatsoever.
No. Okay.
I'm going to put that at a five.
You gonna put that at five? Okay.
Yep.
You know what? I agree with
Uh,
that.
I know people who like it, but I'm like, that is not my type of game.
I know someone that spent too much money on that game, actually. Yeah.
Who?
Uh, do you've never heard Miranda talk about it?
No, I haven't.
She spends way too much money on the game. I don't know if she still does it, but last year she spent like at least. I remember her telling me she spent at least $900 in 1 month.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for like I think it was for like a. It was for like a like a Palooza pack or something. I don't know, a specific card pack that is not worth buying for,
Okay.
or like a vintage
I'm
kitchen pack.
hoping
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she's been too busy with her sorority to continue to spend copious amounts of money on that. But oh my gosh.
Yeah. The next game
All right, what are the next
is
games?
you need to watch your money. But the next game is Valorant.
Oh, I've heard that game's sweaty, so I'm gonna put it at a 4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you because I want to get involved, would you consider putting it at 3 just in case of future um rankings? So I feel like
Nah.
if I was more of a PC gamer, which I could be, I would actually like it a little bit more. No?
Yeah, I don't want to be sweating over mouse and keyboard for
Okay.
a game like that.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? I feel like if you play it now, then it's sweaty. But back then, I played it like for a month straight. When it first came out, it was very chill. I'll
Yeah,
put
when it
it.
first comes out, people are learning how to play and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't think it has as much of a learning curve as like Rainbow Six Siege,
Oh yeah.
where you have to like get your ass pounded into the ground until, something clicks.
Oh, dude, I
But
remember I saw like a video, a convention about the new like Siege X update. Okay, I'll get into that later actually. Um, but the next one is Call of Duty. I put this. I put this at a
a
two.
solid 2.
Two. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The
I
next
mean,
one is Mortal
it's
Kombat.
very general. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that as a 1. I don't know what the other game is, but I'd say 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I put
I
Mortal
love me my
Kombat.
fighting games.
Mhm. And then Call of. I mean, I feel like it'd be wrong to put Call of Duty at anything lower than a 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of like there's a lot of titles and a lot of different games that were received differently, but overall, Call of Duty is pretty solid.
Mhm. All right. And then the last one, this one I would have put at 4 instead. League of Legends.
Yeah, I put it at 3 just because our dear friend has an addiction to it.
I think I'd put it at a 5 because our dear friend has an addiction to it.
You know what? You're right, but hey, it's at a 3 now, so
Yeah.
uh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game's ruined lives.
It's ruined lives and taken people out of college.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But
It's also hurt the sales of different soap companies.
mhm. Well, yeah. You know what? I think it might be too late. I'll tell you after the podcast, the Siege X update. But
Okay.
uh, well, yeah, I think that's a good place to end it off. We're an hour and 20 in, so
Okay, yeah. No, that's a good place to stop. We've been in between like an hour 15 roughly.
mhm.
So,
Yeah. All right.
yeah,
The
but
Ribs
but
Podcast.
this is not the last time we're going to touch on this topic because we got friends that can talk about it. We got me that could go into depth about a lot of the games I've played, and I haven't even scratched the surface with all the games I have played. But, you know, we we'll get more on it later.
Yeah. To be continued with more guests, hopefully, probably. But thank you all
Oh
for
yeah,
listening.
definitely.
Uh,
Yes.
We're gonna end the podcast now. Podcast out. That's what they do. It's
Oh,
distractible.
well, well, actually, I was gonna ask. I know we don't have an outro, but for uh, for intro, I was listening to this one podcast I've listened to recently. I think it only has like 14 episodes. It ended a while back, but it's with two comedians, Bill Burr and Joe DeRosa.
Mhm.
It's called Uninformed, and they they bring it in by going like, "Hey, you listen to Uninformed, where there's no reading, no research, just strong opinions." And yeah, they literally just talk about stuff that they don't really know much about, but based on what they know, they just talk about it. But yeah, they have a tagline. I'm like, should we have a tagline?
A tagline. Hmm.
Yeah, like, well, you're listening to the Ribs podcast, where I don't know.
I think it'll. I have thought about that. I think it'll come naturally. Um, I think we'll get there though. We'll get to it. Something's gonna click one day. I don't think today's
All
the
right,
day though. I can't think of anything.
I can't either, but we'll think on it.
Yeah. But take care, y'all. This has been the Ribs podcast with me, Rancho, and Isaiah.
And Isaiah,
Hmm. All right. See ya.
goodbye.